We have 4 houses here.
Right.
So at Eagle, right, as a student at Eagle, you're part of one of 4 houses, Eagle Bronx anyway.
Yep.
Right? Each Eagle has houses, but each Eagle has different house names. Right? So here at Eagle Bronx, you'd be a part of one of 4 houses. So the last one down there, right, what you see on the wall are the responses for when we call the house. So say the whole school is here in the morning during town hall. You guys came from town hall, right?
No, I'm missing some.
Oh, you guys missed town hall? Oh, man. So every day, what we do to start the day is we do what we call town hall. In town hall, what we do is we do announcements, we pour a libation to start the day, and we might do call and response. What call and response is I call the house, and then they respond, right? And what you see on the wall are the responses to the 4 houses. So I am my brother's keeper, right? There used to be pictures, the pictures fell off, I guess, but down there the picture's still there. I am my brother's keeper is the response for the Roberto Clemente house, right? The reason why that's the response is Roberto Clemente, he was a humanitarian, right? He really believed in giving back to his country, right? And he was really known for that. He was a great baseball player. But the reason why he's so revered is because of his humanitarian efforts. Right? So if I was to say Clemente House, they would respond by saying, I'm my brother's keeper. See what I'm saying? We must protect this house. That's Guevara House. So there's a house named after Che Guevara. We must protect this house is the response because Che Guevara, if you guys know, if you do your history about him, right? He was about liberating his people in Cuba, right? Who were under imperialistic rule, right? So when we say we must protect this house, we say as young men, when you get older, just like these brothers came back and they're mentoring you, they're like helping to protect their community by doing that. You guys have to do the same thing. So we say we must protect this house by any means necessary. Who do you think that response is for? What house?
Malcolm X house.
Malcolm X house, right?
I never said that shit in my mouth. So
Yeah, Malcolm X house, right? So if I was to say X house, they respond by saying by any means necessary.
Huh? I think that is yes. For Saturday Morning Academy, yes, there is.
And then the last one is, you guys know, that response is yes, we can. Whose house you think that is?
Whose house is that guy?
Who? Barack, right, Barack Obama, yes we can. So if I were to say Obama house, they would respond with yes we can,
I like that.
right? So that's what you see on the wall, right? And you know, there's wristbands, t-shirts, we have house competitions, and that really helps form a real brotherhood within the school. Part of town hall as well, see that poem? Invictus, right? So you guys ever heard of that poem?
Yeah, they heard it.
They've heard it?
A number of times.
Right? Yeah, so every day, as we close out town hall, the young men have to stand and they have to recite Invictus. Now, this poem, if you don't know the history behind this poem, I'll tell you, right? So it was written by this gentleman, William Ernest Henley. He had tuberculosis, right? Now, this was like the late 1800s when the medicine wasn't as modern as it is now, right? If you got a disease like that, it could really mean bad for you, right? And what happened with him was he had his legs amputated. I believe both legs were amputated. So he's laying in the hospital, he's feeling depressed, he don't know what he's gonna do. He writes this poem called Invictus, right? And what the poem represents is never giving up. You're gonna go through hard times, you're gonna fall down, but you gotta get up. You can never give in, right? You are the master of your fate, right? It says, out of the night that covers me, black as a pit from pole to pole. I think whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul, right? In this world, you have to have an unconquerable soul. You got police brutality, you got people coming at you. It's hard being a black man out here. You have to have an unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I will not wince nor cry aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody, but I'm bowed. My head is bloody, but I'm bowed. Yeah, things gonna happen. You're gonna feel beat up. My head is bloody, but I ain't bowing. Never will I kneel and give in. Beyond this place of wrath and tears, wounds but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. And every young man has to memorize that. And we say it every day before they leave this cafeteria and go to class. Because you got to have that feeling, right, of resiliency. Even as men, you go through that, right? So again, those are just some of the little things that we do. If you were to come during a school day, that's what I was trying to tell you.
Yeah.
You would see that. You would see, you know, town hall, guys wear uniforms.
When you say uniforms, what do uniforms mean?
Oh, no, they wear, guys here wear, and we got a student here, right, a senior, I'll let him talk in a minute. Carmelo in the mentoring program, but guys wear blue shirt, tie, belt is part of the uniform, gray dress pants, shoes, we let them wear shoes or boots, no sneakers. If you don't come in uniform, right, there's a uniform violation, you lose merits, you get detention if it's repetitive. So there's consequences for not coming in uniform. But we believe that you should look right, you should look professional. We're trying to prepare you, at least we prepare our guys, right, for a professional environment, right? So no, we're not walking around here with your pants sagging, hanging, and all of that, right? Like,
5 days, every school day, 5 days a week.
yeah, every day. On Friday, there's a dress down uniform.
Okay, all right.
Where the kids wear khakis and then an Eagle polo shirt.
All right,
But there's a standard for that.
It's a standard for that, right? The only time we're relaxed on the uniform is Saturday.
Okay, yeah.
So you're not gonna see the guys in uniform today.
Right.
They just gonna come and but we used to make them come in uniform on Saturday. But we said, nah, man, let's lighten up a little bit, right? But I want to introduce a couple people. I'm gonna go upstairs and just make sure we're good to get started. We've got Donald Ruff is another veteran
Good morning, everyone.
of Eagle.
Eagle.
Yeah, Donald actually works with me at the foundation, and he's the director of what is it, brother?
Post-secondary.
Yeah, college and post-secondary initiatives. So all of the college-going culture that happens across the network, Ruff is responsible for. Ruff came, I think, year 2.
Yeah, 2.5.
Yeah, you 2.5. So we've been around 13 years. So he's an 11-year vet. Wow. So he can answer any questions, like my brother right here, right? You can answer. He can answer any questions that you have around that. And then Carmelo Batista, he is a senior who's been involved with the mentoring program for 4 years now, right, Carmelo? Carmelo is going to Stony Brook University in the fall.
Wait, you gotta add HEOP, full ride.
Yeah, full ride, right? Yeah,
That's one of
and
the flagships of the student system.
yeah, that's what I told him. Right. And
He doesn't understand that is considered a public university, state public university in the state system. That Albany and
University of Buffalo?
and Binghamton. Those are state public universities, big time.
And-
My son got so mad he wrote a letter to him. He got ticked off. My son had great grades, honor society. He jumped on it. And if they said,